Deep from a bunker in a top secret location. In southern Indiana comes a gathering of the Gospel Broalition. If it's religion, politics, cars, guns, cigars, and anything else flammable, we're talking about it. For men, by manlier men. Get it? Got it? Good. This is the Gospel Broalition. And here are your hosts, Pastor Lee, J.R. Robinson, and the Hoosier Hillbilly, Mike Paul.
One of the things I need to do and I need to remember is that we have to keep our mics on when the promo is being played, so I have to take my face away from the microphone because if I don't, it sounds like an obscene phone call.
With your breathing.
Because when you get fat, you start breathing a lot louder. So, but I figured out this week how we're going to get famous, folks. I've got it.
Ooh, sweet.
What I'm going to do is sometime this week I'm going to Instagram and announce that I am renouncing my faith. That's what I'm going to do, because that's how you get famous. Apparently, some dude just came out again who had basically he had written for Desiring God, which is John Piper's little organization, which no surprise there. And he was written for the Gospel Coalition, no surprise there. And he has come out and he says, I'm not a Christian anymore. This is a guy that's taught at Moody Bible College, who's, I guess, taught at seminary, has a PhD from some stupid school, and, he just said, I'm not a Christian anymore. Did all these articles and wrote books about Christianity, apparently not a book about how to be one, but he just came out and he's joined a long list of people who have come out and said, I'm not going to, be a Christian anymore. And to quote from the little-known Gospel of Matthias, who freaking cares? I don't care.
Did you know this person's name before you read the article?
No, and that's one of the things I was going to talk about. Thanks, JR, for stealing my stuff. But I was going to talk about, like,
welcome for the segue.
We think we hear these people and we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this dude walked away from it. But then 99% of the congregation has no idea who these people are.
I am that.
Yeah,
I am one of the 99%.
I knew very few of those of that
No idea
massive wave of worship leaders that walked away last year until they did that.
Marty Sampson, I think that's his name, who was with Hillsong, and we probably still do some of his stuff. Once I figure out which song he wrote, we're taking it out of the order. But he renounced his faith. And Joshua Harris came out, who wrote "I Kissed Dating Goodbye." I kissed gaying goodbye. Basically he just kissed Christ. His new book is "I Kissed Christ Goodbye." And so he came out and renounced his faith, and somebody else did, and so you've got these nuts who are starting to emerge, who are doing like queer is holy, and then now you've got all these people who are renouncing the faith, and I'm like, you're shocked. This is what Jesus said was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And we kind of talked about it a little bit. We touched on it a little bit within Bible study. I think there's like 3 types of belief, and we don't want to bore you guys. I mean, in the title, we're going to talk about what Christian married men think is sexy. We're going to get to that in a second. So if you're just like, come on, get to the good stuff.
That was the clickbait.
Yeah, we're gonna. This is the clickbait. We just got you here. Now we're going to do some Jesus. And there's like 3 different types of belief. I think there's an intellectual belief, there's an emotional belief, and then there's a transformative belief. And a lot of people out there, especially the eggheads from these ivory towers, they have this intellectual belief. And then what happens is, like, later on, all of a sudden it's like, well, it's not compatible with my worldview anymore. And then when that happens, then they renounce their Christianity. Then you have emotional decisions for Christ, and we've all seen that. We all know what that is. And just when things are going bad, I mean, seriously, in seminary, they teach you the most opportune time to share the gospel with somebody is when they're going through a personal crisis. It's like if your life sucks, hey, here's Jesus, and so
because even though he said if you follow me, it's going to get worse.
Yeah, he can fix it. I'll forget you being killed, And so what happens is they get in there, and then when everything starts getting good, they walk away because they don't need Jesus anymore. And then there's a formative where you are actually changed by Christ. And it does. And it changes you. I think it changes your entire DNA, your entire makeup. And so there are times when I've struggled with the church and stuff like that, and had visions of going postal, but just kidding, but not really, but pineapple. But I even though with my struggles with the church and they're well documented, I've never gotten to the point where it ever affected my relationship with God, ever. I mean, things have happened within the church that are horrible, and things you wouldn't do. Lost people wouldn't do to other lost people. Christians have done to me. Christians have done to other people. But I never once said, well, that's it. I'm done with God. Because to me, God was not even totally related to any of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And when people say like, well, I'm getting away from Christianity because I don't like Christians. Man, it's two different things to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't go to church because it's full of hypocrites.
Right. Right.
I've heard that more times than it can count.
I'd just rather go to hell with all of them. Yeah. But that's what we do. And what you have to understand, if you're listening, you don't know anything, maybe you've gotten away from church, maybe you don't want to have anything to do with it. I get that. I understand that. I dig it, man. I do. I get it. But that shouldn't have any effect on your relationship with Jesus Christ. And there are people out there who believe like you believe, people who will love you, care for you. Find those people because they are out there. It took me 30 some odd years to find them. But they're out there, and so continue just to plug away. And I don't know. I don't ever going to get into a subject about can a person lose their salvation or anything like that. Was the dude ever saved from the beginning? But I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm talking a lot. Oh my gosh! Now we're going to have dead air because they're like.
Think about what? About the idea of losing your salvation?
What do you think about all these dudes that are professing Christ all of a sudden just walking away?
I don't think they were ever real to begin with. Especially the worship leaders, they found a money making scheme.
Ooh, no,
yeah,
no
I went there.
Worship leaders
yeah,
out there.
I went there. I mean, well, there you go. Worship leaders who get paid to go to church to entertain people.
Well, we know where Mike stands, don't we? Oh, great.
Well, let's throw that out there.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Just like I think you guys studied, I think Hebrews hints at the idea that you can walk away from it. Whether that can be taken from you or maybe you never had it, but it does imply that there were believers who were filled with the Holy Spirit who are no longer filled, right? That's what Hebrews chapter 6 is talking about.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it is either capable, it's either possible that you lose it or that you walk away from it. It's definitely not once saved, always saved.
Oh, okay. All right. Like I said, I don't want to get into it.
That's going to hurt some feelings there.
Well,
Yeah, don't ask us what we think if you're not ready.
My issue about this, and honestly, I don't know where I'm decided on this because I have a tendency to believe that there is some form of election, whether or not it's for everybody or just a few people. I don't know that. I haven't figured that out yet. I got a lot of questions. You're supposed to be a pastor, but we still have questions, folks.
We still learn.
Yeah. And so I'm trying to reconcile that. I'm trying to reconcile the fact that, we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, the power of God, the same Spirit that lives within us, raised Jesus Christ from the dead. But yet, when I become a Christian, I'm supposed to kill. I'm not a slave to sin anymore. The old man has died. How can I resurrect that person who has been killed by the Holy Spirit? How can I do that? And that's an issue I struggle with as well. So all these people are just walking away, and I don't know. I don't know the safe way out is to say they never had a relationship with God because nobody wants to go down that ugly road.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to go down the road and say, okay, can you walk away from salvation? Can you lose it or whatever you want to do?
I'm like you. How do you bring the dead person back?
I don't know how you bring it back. Yeah, right.
I mean, that's a totally different, just like with your scenario. You're not the same person.
You're not the same person.
You will never go back.
Raised to walk in newness of life. That's a person. That person is supposed to be dead. But yet now you're telling me that I can resurrect that person that, like I said, the Holy Spirit killed. The power of God killed in my life. How can I raise that natural man once again? And so that's just issues that we deal with. So we don't want to get into that because this is not a theological program. If you watched us for 4 or 5 episodes, you absolutely figured that out. And this is the Gospel Broalition, by the way, in case you're just like, what is this? I just stumbled upon it. Pastor Lee here with the Hoosier Hillbilly on my right. Mike Paul, who has 2 first names for a name.
Sure.
And then Dauntless Gaming's J.R. Robinson. If you not have checked it out yet, go to Twitch, look up Dauntless Gaming. He's also a pastor too. So, and I know
Doesn't
those
look like it, but he
two
is.
are totally incompatible with one another. You cannot be a pastor and play video games, but he does, and he's a godless pagan. But we pray for him all the time.
And I hear that all the time.
And you hear that all the time. I'm joined in the studio once again by bro Migos, sweet Tony, and Shut Up Cameron. So
Shirts will be available.
shirts are coming soon. If you look somewhere, you can go to our merchandise section.
Yeah, I'm sure JR will have that set up by
yeah.
the end of the night.
Yeah, we're gonna get those shirts, and I told you I'd get you. So, but we want to talk about. We want to give you some marriage tips tonight. Wait, whoa, before we get here, I wasted paper. I'm gonna read the quote. Wait, let me backtrack for a second. I'm gonna read a quote from this guy where he talks about what happened. So I'm reading the news press here. I don't know who it's from. Probably some pagan place like Christianity Today. So this is author, former Desiring God contributor, former philosophy professor at Moody Bible Institute, and Trinity Evangelical Divinity PhD grad.
That's
Paul
a long
Maxwell.
title.
Yes, his holy pope announced on Instagram last week that he is not a Christian anymore. Paul Maxwell. I thought it was Paul Mitchell.
So you didn't
He
even
does
know his
hair
name.
products, though,
You
don't he?
really didn't even know his name.
Paul Mitchell has renounced his faith. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna need a new conditioner. Almost in tears.
Wow.
You see,
It's so bad.
Maxwell shared that he believes the internet has done a lot of damage regarding relationships, connections with an X, with people, and that he is ready to connect with people again. I don't follow that train of thought. So he's going to get rid of the interweb?
Well, Al Gore made it, so it's going to be impossible to get rid of.
But he used the internet.
But he used the internet. Yeah.
He used the internet to write that.
And,
So.
and it begs the question is, was he that excited and that verbal about the day that he chose to follow Christ?
Oh,
Or was he
nice.
only wanting the attention when he chose to not do it anymore?
Zing, nice. I guess he's going to go back to carrier pigeons. That's what he's going to do. I want to get back to more real time. When it took like 10 years for mail to get there. He wrote the Trauma of Doctrine, New Calvinism,
Uh-oh.
Religious
Man,
Abuse,
why
and
had
the
to do
Experience
that?
of God author told his social media followers that he is ready to not be angry anymore. Oh, well, come watch us, buddy,
Yeah.
because we're all about not being angry.
Cheers.
That's right. We're not angry because we just say exactly what we're going to say, and that way you're not angry.
You vented out.
He said, I love you guys. I love you guys.
No, he doesn't.
And I love all the support and friendships I've built here on the Instagram. Yeah, deep, meaningful relationships. I think it's important to say that I'm just not a Christian anymore, and it feels really good. I'm really happy. I'm almost gay. I'm so happy. Which is not a bad term. It actually is
It actually means-
legitimate. It actually means happy.
Our culture made that word bad.
That's right. So if I want to be gay, I can be gay anytime I want to be gay.
You're gay.
I'm gay. Are you gay?
I know I can't say it. I'm sorry.
I'm
just
happy
gonna-
sometimes.
I'm just going to say it.
The gay episode. It is. It's the happy episode. I can.
There's the title right there.
Oh, we have a title.
No.
See, we make titles as
We let them have the rainbow. I'm not letting them have the word gay.
I think it's too late.
All right. I can't wait to discover what kind of connection I can have with all of you beautiful people
Oh.
as I try to figure out what's next, Maxwell said. I love you guys. I'm in a really good spot. Probably the best spot of my life. I'm so full of joy for the first time. Good gosh, man. What kind of...
He is really
He's
laying
ripping
it thick,
Christianity.
isn't he? Yeah.
How do you use that many characters on Instagram?
I love my life for the first time. Maybe he did several posts. I love my life. I love my life for the first time.
That's a pretty miserable statement.
Is he married?
Like, how old is he?
Life, not wife.
I know, but is he married?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Does he have a wife and kids?
I hope
and he
not,
just
'cause
now
they-
finds his
yeah,
life?
they-
And I love myself for the first time. Wow, you are a pathetic human being.
That's
You
pretty
are,
sad.
man. I mean, I'm not trying to...
Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
are.
am. Okay. You are a pathetic human being. You really are. I love myself for the first time. Oh, my gosh.
That is pretty sad, actually, if you think about it. Like,
Well, I know he doesn't believe in it in the book anymore. That means he's never loved anybody else until right now.
That's kind of what it sounds
I
like.
love my life for the first time, and I love myself for the first time. That's
All just because he decided he didn't want to be a Christian anymore.
that's some type of mental disorder.
He's making this
Well,
sound
obviously
very
he has a
appealing.
mental disorder, but
He's just trying to make it sound appealing.
yeah.
Is it appealing to you, JR?
No, but it's appealing to the people.
Anything
reading
you
this
wanna
on
share?
Instagram.
Do you want to love yourself for the first time?
I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm good, thanks.
Are you gay? Oh my gosh. Maxwell said, I just say, I know that you love me. I know and I receive it as love. I know you care about the eternal state of my soul. Because people are going like, you're going to hell now, bud. And you push through the social awkwardness of telling me this because you don't want me to suffer. And that is a good thing. That's a loving thing to do. And I hear where you're coming from, and I respect your perspective.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't get any more
Yeah.
snowflakey than that exact
Right.
statement.
And in private, he's saying, suck it.
Yeah.
Maxwell joins other well-known Christians, well-known Christians,
I have no idea. who any of
John
these people are.
Steingard from the band Hawk Nelson. I think I listened to one of their songs.
More than one, probably.
I Kiss Dating Goodbye, author Joshua Harris, and Hillsong worship musician Marty Sampson, who had recently said they renounce or are losing their faith.
So he mentioned their name specifically in his.
No, that's
Oh,
article.
okay.
That's article.
Okay. All right.
In 2019, after Josh Harris and Marty Sampson made the announcement they were no longer Christians, lead singer for Christian rock band Skillet's John Cooper.
The man, by the way.
Yes, he is.
I didn't read that right. Lead singer for Christian rock band Skillet's John Cooper, who is the man,
He is the man.
John L. Cooper, asked what is happening in Christianity. Okay, John, I love you, but that's not a really, deep, thought-provoking comment. What's happening in Christianity?
He's probably answered that on his podcast.
Cooper said that he is shocked. Oh, here we go. Cooper has said that he is shocked by how unashamed these leaders seem to be as they announce that they are no longer Christians. He observed that essentially they are saying, I've been living and preaching boldly something for 20 years and led generations of people with my teachings, and now I no longer believe it. Therefore, I'm going to boldly and loudly tell people it was all wrong, while I boldly and loudly lead people into my next truth.
Money-making scheme.
Why be so
That's what I
eager to
call it.
continue leading people when you clearly don't know where you are headed? Boom! Get him, John! He does,
It's a
man.
dumb band name, but still.
It's a dumb band name.
They even know it is.
Stop wearing mascara. But that's
You keep it up.
but
You do you.
that's
That's
cool.
guy liner.
Yeah,
Guy-
Guy
I mean, I get it. In some weird, strange way, I get a little bit where he's coming from, because I had to get away from it for a little while. I had to take a step back, and because if you care about Christianity, if you care about the things of God, if you care about God's people, American Christianity will eat you alive. It just will.
But there's a difference between stepping back and just completely saying,
Oh, yeah.
I want nothing to do with this anymore.
Right.
There's a huge difference there.
And follow me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, and then bring
that's the-
everybody along with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm to the point where I just want to chunk it all. Just do it. Just, we were talking about before, just coming in and just having chairs stacked up. People just say, grab a chair and put it somewhere. Have a lectern up there where, somebody's going to be speaking, and just sit wherever you want to sit. I like where we're headed as a church. A lot more participation from people. And when we do our greeting time, people like, got something to share. People come up and share stuff. That's cool. That's what it's supposed to be, praying together. That's awesome. I like it. I wish we could recapture that small group atmosphere in a church setting, but that's another story. We'll talk about that some other time. But man, that's a very disturbing statement. I love myself for the first time. Wow.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Kudos, bud.
Kudos.
Yeah. But you're still going to hell.
And
He doesn't believe in that anymore.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, that's fun. It's just so strange. It really is. But I know I talked a little bit about this last week. I just hate American Christianity. It's so not Christian. I guess that's the only way to say it. I mean, everything has become a formula with have you noticed 10 steps to do this, 5 steps to do this, 3 steps? How can I overcome something? You look it up on the interweb and it's like 10 steps, 5, 3, and everything is You've got to do it this way, and you've got to do it like we tell you to do it. And if you do it this way, you're going to be okay. I mean, how many people tried to enlarge their tent? You know, the prayer of Jabez or whatever that garbage was. I never got into it. I was the only one who said, I'm not going to do it. And everybody else is like, you got to read that book. It'll change your life. And I was like, no. But we wanted to talk, we're going to, since we're experts on love, we wanted to give you some marriage tips here. So this episode, we're going to call this the one for the ladies, because we want the ladies, well, we've already lost them.
Yeah, we already lost half the audience. So.
Yeah, so we'll, in the notes, we'll tell the ladies to actually, we'll pick a point. Where are we? We're at like 20 minutes. We'll say show up, go to the 20-minute point, then we start talking about marriage. Jesus never talked about marriage. He never came out and said a whole lot about it. You know that?
He partied at a marriage.
He did. He had a party at a marriage. He did. He made wine.
Oh my gosh.
But it wasn't wine like we have today. It was basically Kool-Aid. It's like,
Kind of
thinking the complete opposite on that one. Theirs was a little stronger than ours.
yeah, that wine back there would kill you.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, yeah. They use that to like clean their toilets out and stuff like that. So, it stopped up again, Bob. I'll just go get the wine and throw it in there. I'll do it. So, he didn't talk a great deal about it. But then I said, okay, tips for a great marriage, and looked it up, and here we go. We got a list from people.
It's not got questions this week.
It's not got questions. It's a place called Blazing Grace, which is, by the way, that's a cool name. I'll give you that.
Blazing Grace.
Rebuild, restore, renew, regurgitate. That's and other words we can think about. So I'm looking at my notes here to see if I anything. One of the things, don't go to when you talk about marriage, don't ever go to a conference. Don't go to a marriage conference. If you have a problem in your marriage, go to a marriage counselor who can deal with you as individuals. Because what we do is we send people to conferences. We have 100 couples in there, 200 distinct personalities, in the 100 distinct marriages, and trying to give them one formula to fix everything.
5 steps.
One five steps. If you do this, everything's going to work. So we're gonna read you a list from one of these sites, and then we're going to give you we're going to give you the truth about whether or not this actually works in your marriage. And so
get this thing ready.
Yeah, we're not going to say anything that's bad.
You did never know.
You never know. All right, number 1. Every night, no matter how tough it is, pray together. Okay. My wife and I do not pray together every night.
No. Sorry.
No, we don't. We have 2 different schedules.
Yeah, I'm usually asleep by the time.
Right, when some big issue comes up, we pray about that, but we don't get together and get our little precious moments Bible and do a little devotion and then pray together. We just don't do it. All right, so we're bad husbands.
Okay, yeah, we've already strike one.
I know.
What else we got?
Those Proverbs 31 women have already turned it off. All right. Remember that your spouse is not your enemy. Oh, yes, she is.
Keep your enemies close.
That's
Remember?
right. That's right. Keep your enemies closer.
Why do you think we got married?
That's right. Remember that your spouse is not your enemy. Marriage is tough when both sides are dug in on opposite sides of the battle line.
That is a true statement there.
But I don't have to remember. I don't have to go.
I don't have to remember.
She's not my enemy. She's not my enemy. I don't have to remember that, do I?
If you do, you're probably in the wrong relationship.
Yeah. I want to kill her. Yeah, that's okay. She is not your enemy.
No.
All right.
No.
Okay, so put the axe down.
That's 2 strikes.
2 right. Number 3, when necessary, agree to disagree.
My motto in life is a happy wife, happy life.
That's your life motto?
That's my life motto. Man.
That's
happy
it?
Wife, yeah, it's just, hey, she's
That's
happy.
That's your goal for your entire life?
My life is happy because my wife is happy, see?
Okay. When necessary, agree to disagree. Oh, that's a bull.
Man, it depends on the topic.
No, it's not that. It's like a woman is my way or the highway.
Yeah,
literally.
that's
what it is.
Yeah.
And my wife has never said. You guys know my wife. She's a Type A personality. She has never said, "Hey, let's just agree to disagree." She's like, "You're wrong."
Yeah, that is accurate.
Suck it. You're wrong.
Yeah.
That's
my wife will usually tell me that I'm right, even if I don't think she believes I am sometimes. I think just to...
Really?
She's just coddling.
She does sometimes. No.
Oh my gosh! I know your wife. I can't.
You don't think so?
If you don't know our wives,
Maybe I'm actually you're right.
Maybe I'm actually right.
Our wives are very they're very strong,
Yes.
opinionated. I'm trying to be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Loving,
or I'll be wrong when I get home.
beautiful, super
Intelligent.
sexy, intelligent.
100%, yeah,
They love the
sexy.
Lord. They love us. But man, they have a mouth on.
Don't cross them.
Right, and they will tell you there's no filter, nothing. If they're thinking it, it's coming out.
Yep, your feelings will get hurt.
They're going to say that. I don't know how Jamie is. Is she like that? Shut up, Cameron.
Yeah.
Oh, no. And for those of you who don't know, and for those, by the way, Sweet Tony is eligible, young ladies.
Yes. Just true. So while we're talking about the marriage,
Sweet
subject,
Tony is single.
Sweet Tony.
So, yeah. So we'll leave his number in the comment section. Of course, if you've been around, you know there's no comment section, so I'm not worried about that.
But we can leave comments, you just can't reply.
Right,
flash
yeah.
it on the screen.
Yeah, we can make fun of you. You can't say anything about us. When necessary, agree to disagree. Number 4, be hard to offend. I get offended easily. I do.
Yeah, you do.
I think everybody.
Really, I didn't want you. You're
I'm sorry.
supposed to say no.
You wanted me to be truthful.
Not to me.
You get offended quickly. Yeah.
Wow, that's 2 people.
Hold on, what do you guys say? Everybody else just pile on. Oh my
I think I
gosh.
get offended. I probably get offended very easily.
Oh,
I'm talking about offended in my marriage. I get offended easily because
Well, your wife's
I'm surrounded by stupid people and I
Your
have to
wife
say
is
stuff.
mean. That's why.
Yeah, that's true.
She says mean things.
Be hard to offend. Guys either wear one of 2 ways. They either wear their emotions on their sleeve or they just eat crap sandwiches all the time.
Yes.
And I'm not going to eat a crap sandwich. If I'm offended, you're going to know I'm offended. You guys say I get offended all the time. You guys are eating crap sandwiches. That's what you do.
Sure.
Well, Lee, you're thinking it. Might as well just go ahead and say it. Well, you know what I'm thinking. But I'm not going to do it. And so if I'm offended, I'm like, I'm offended. We have this thing in our marriage where my wife's like, I tell her I'm going to use words. I'm not going to sit around and internalize it and then go out and slap the cats around. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. So I'm offended. I'm offended that you guys think I'm offended easily.
We can tell.
All right. I'm just too cool. You can't handle it. All right. Number 5, never call your spouse degrading names.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I would never do that. She'd punch me.
No. You'd end up buried in the backyard somewhere.
Yeah, I've never done that.
I don't know. Oh my God, either.
I don't know.
Not even in like a heated argument.
I've never sat around
Ever.
thinking, have I ever called my wife a bad name? I may have thought it, but I don't know.
Not to her face, because you
Not to her
wouldn't be here
face,
to talk
no.
to us right now.
Yeah. But women, I'm going to tell you something. The same goes with, it says never call your spouse.
Yeah, it's
all right.
yeah,
And it goes the same for you too. Focus on loving your spouse. All right. So I've got to do 2 things. Love my spouse. Love my spouse.
I don't know if I
She's not my enemy.
focus on it or not, but
Love my spouse, she's not my enemy.
I love myself for the first time.
is that the same dude that wrote this? Because it's starting to sound.
I know it. Focus on loving your spouse. Quit trying to change them. All right, that's good. That's good advice.
Don't change.
Yeah,
Right.
Don't change them.
Right. We can only be so good looking. So stop trying to make it perfection. Encourage your spouse. Yes. Guys love encouragement.
No, not all guys.
All bull.
You ask
He
my
is
wife.
so
We've had this
No.
discussion before.
You ask my wife. She said encouragement is not my thing. If she comes up to me and says good job, I don't care. Don't tell me that.
There's
I
2
don't
sides
want,
to this.
I'm not
Because
the encourager.
I fall on the other side.
He's lying. He goes. She says good job. He goes in and goes, dear diary. My wife said.
I'm saying I don't need encouraged, but I despise being discouraged.
Amen. That's a
I
good way
don't
to
need to
say
be
it.
told I'm doing a good job, but I don't like to be told I'm not doing a good job.
Who was that guy that wrote that book? Stuart Smalley?
I don't know.
Gary Smalley. Stuart Smalley. That was from Saturday Night Live. I'm getting it all to get money.
I don't even know
My
who
world
it is,
gets
so.
confused.
Surprise.
He wrote the 5 Love Languages.
Oh yeah.
Great book.
Yeah, and encouragement is not my wife's gift by far.
No, not mine either. No. But my love language is encouragement. So it's like hers is acts of service.
Mine is acts of service too.
So-
I like a clean house, clean laundry.
Right.
No.
Yeah. So all she has to do is go, good job, and I'm like, thanks, honey. And for her, I have to paint the house.
Yeah, it's kind of that's not fair, is it?
That's not fair. That's not fair. but encouragement, my wife will tell you she's not an encourager.
No, she is not.
She is not. She is not an encourager. And then she, for 25 years, she says, I'm working on it. I'm like, really? When are you going to get around to that? You know? It's like, I'm working on it. Okay. Shut up!
Work in progress.
Yeah. Wives, tell your husbands what you want. He can't read your mind. Oh, okay. That's good.
Wow. That's
good.
It. That's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
We've had that discussion before.
Yeah.
Yes.
We get, okay, I haven't been part of this discussion. You
No,
guys have a
I'm
little
not
secret
saying
group you've been
with
with?
you. I'm saying with our spouses.
Oh, okay. I have it.
Well, maybe you need. Well,
Because my wife tells me
I said,
exactly
you don't
what
have
she
to
wants.
worry. Yeah. There's no.
Yeah, there's no ambiguity there. I know exactly,
Yeah.
you know.
You got it written out for you.
Wives, tell your husbands what you want. He can't read your mind.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there, and I'm eating lunch today, and I'm eating lunch with a table full of women. All right. So we're going to sell a vehicle. Well, praise God. And we're going to sell a vehicle, and I'm complaining because they want me to go get the oil changed on it, and the oil change, it's got 7,000 miles before the oil needs to be changed. I'm like, okay, it's set all winter, but you know, all right. I'm like, I'm selling the car. I'm like, you know, doing this for this dude. And then my daughter, who's like, well, fine, I'll just go ahead and do it. I said, okay. And all the women went like, oh my gosh. And I was like, she said she'd go do it. It's like, yeah, but you know, you need to go do it. And it's like, oh, I hate these games the women play sometimes, where they'll throw something out there.
Basically, they're wanting you to do it.
They'll throw something out there, and they'll say it, and you're just like, okay, and they just lose their mind. It's like, don't play games with your husbands. Just tell them what you want. If you want me to go change the oil, then tell me to go change the oil.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not having issues or anything. All right.
He wears his emotions on sleeve. Remember.
Have fun often. Go out on a date. Shoot guns.
Yes.
Watch a movie. Get away for a night alone.
One of my
I don't think me and my wife have had night alone since we.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how you guys do it. I should have said this from the very beginning. For those of you, for a little information on us, I have a son and a daughter. He has a son and a daughter, small children, and JR has 4 boys. And
Teenage boys.
Teenage boys. So pray for him. But you never get out with your wife.
I never get out with her. We don't have anybody that's.
But this year changed that. You had date days for several weeks.
Date days, yes. So we did do that occasionally.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was like the first time in 5 years we were able to get out without a child.
Oh yeah,
with us.
I'd be like, oh my gosh, that'd
Yeah.
be great. You know, one of the best things that we did for our marriage, and I don't know how you would do it, but get an RV, get a cabin, get a place where you can go away, just you two. It is the best thing for your marriage. Where you can, and I'm not talking about getting away from children, even if you have an empty nest, just someplace where you can get away. And one of the things that we talk about is like the place that we go to, it's not, it's not doctor and pastor, it's just, I don't want to give my wife's name, but it's just Lee and, wife down there. And that's what you need. You need a place where you can just get away.
Well, and you can both leave. Even if you're just at the home by yourself, there's always stuff to do.
Exactly.
It always feels like
get
there's
away
something
from the
to do.
house.
If you're away from the house, even if it's a cabin in Gatlinburg or wherever
Absolutely.
it's at, it's something where you can just relax.
Get away. Yeah, it is the best thing in the world. So that's good. Hug each other at least once a day. Hold hands. Tell your spouse you love them. Do it even if you don't feel like it. I love you.
Even if you don't love them, or even if you don't feel like telling them.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like
I
telling.
love you. You're not the enemy. Honey, I have to keep telling myself that. So stupid. Listen. Just listen. When your spouse has something to share, let them get it all out before you speak. Make them feel heard. Guys don't do that. Guys are fixing. When women are talking, guys are fixing. We're not listening. We're fixing the problem.
Yeah.
So if you have a problem and you start talking about it, and it's going to be a long story, we've already got it done. So by the time you quit talking, we're like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Because the whole time you've been talking, we're thinking about what we're going to do.
Analyzing.
Yeah. If your spouse shares a situation where you hurt them, apologize immediately. Absolutely do not go to bed angry.
Yep.
That is one of the things that we've done in our marriage. Do not go, even if you have to suck it up and go up there and apologize. What are you doing?
I'm adding to my list.
Oh, okay.
Your list of what?
I have notes. I have show notes this week.
Oh, okay. I hear you. I'm going to share with you a little bit more. You write this stuff down.
No. I'm elaborating on my
I'm sorry.
idea.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm elaborating on my idea.
I'm gonna take notes. All right. When discussing a tough topic, refrain from saying "you" as much as possible. You suck.
You suck.
Hey, that doesn't always work.
Well,
Because
that's yeah.
I've tried to transition to saying "we" instead of "you," and that doesn't work either.
Okay, I'm gonna share something with you. All right, and you guys tell me if you know this. Cameron, you can just nod your head. When my wife talks about stuff, it's always my stuff.
She's saying "my" or she's
Yeah.
saying "you." Is
That
your
drives you bonkers.
It drives me bonkers.
Yes.
stuff. Oh, she's taking ownership of things.
Yeah, she'll walk in
Saying
and say, "Here's the keys to my barn,
Right, my house.
my house." Yeah.
Everything's mine,
Yeah, she
and it
does.
makes me crazy.
Yeah.
Does it not? Would it not make you crazy?
My wife doesn't do that, so I don't know. It would probably make me.
Does your
crazy.
wife do that?
I don't think we say "my."
Your wife doesn't do that? Oh, great. Okay, I don't want it.
She's planning on getting rid of you
I
already.
know it, man, because everything's mine, and it's like, oh my gosh, I guess if we got a divorce, I have to go live with my mom and dad. I have nothing. Oh, it makes me crazy.
It
You know,
does.
you've been
It
around.
makes you
It makes me
bonkers.
crazy.
Yes, it does.
Because it's just like,
And it's like she doesn't. She realizes she said it, but she doesn't care.
yeah.
She's just like, "Oh, okay."
It's one of those things after 25 years she's still working on. I'm sorry, honey, I'm still working on it. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, Helen Keller could have got it done before now. Become compromisers. Next
That
point.
goes there with the agree to disagree.
Yeah, that goes with the
Compromise.
agree to disagree that I'm
Yeah.
going to agree to disagree with.
I'm happy to compromise as long as I get my way.
Yeah.
Get your priorities right. Priorities. God is your first priority and should be your source of your life, not your spouse. Okay?
Okay.
Your spouse is never meant to provide all of your emotional and spiritual needs. Well, yeah.
That's a good thing.
But you see, are the lights changing behind me?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought I was having a seizure. All right, good.
Sweet Tony will give you mouth to mouth.
I know,
You go down. Just let you know.
That'll be too much for me to handle.
That'll get your heart racing, wouldn't it?
That's right. Okay, I hope this doesn't look bad in the video. I mean, it's changing really fast now. Is it changing with the beat?
No.
Is somebody doing a
It has-
beatbox?
You
in the
just
background?
noticed this after all
It
this
has
time.
sped up.
Okay,
It'll be fine.
it has sped up. Oh my gosh, now it's changing. Okay,
Give me that
sorry
one.
folks, we have to
Okay,
pause here for
technical-
one second.
Just keep
Technical
talking. Just keep
okay.
talking.
Yeah, you keep going.
Well, I want you to be able to take notes, Chair. So,
I'm taking it.
get your priorities right. Have sex. Okay, that I can agree with.
Yeah, that 100%.
All right.
That's good.
I approve of that message. We'll come back to that.
I think that's number one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be moved up.
Never
to
make
this.
a major decision unless both sides are in agreement. Now, this is what I've struggled with. I'm supposed to be the head of the house.
Yes.
If God...
The spiritual head of the house.
Okay, yeah. But if God told me to go to China, does he have to tell my wife? Well, they don't want to jump into that.
No, I don't want nothing to do with that one.
No, you're the spiritual. head
I'm
of
going to
the
say no, but have a fun time convincing your wife to move to
Oh,
China.
yeah, she's not going. I can just tell you that right now. See ya.
Well, it's a good thing you don't have anything.
Yeah.
Back.
I will stay here in my house.
So you want nothing back.
No, can I take anything? No, none of it. Nothing belongs to you. I don't know. I think if when Simon Peter was called away by Christ, he didn't consult with his wife. He just I don't know. His spiritual head of the house. So the responsibility for the decision falls on me. And so if there's this decision that I feel like they just, and she's not the only one. I mean, a lot of women believe that if God's going to tell me something, that God's going to tell them too. And I don't know if that's biblical.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to tell my wife not to watch this episode. All right. I'm going to come back to have sex. I'm going to do that later on.
Yeah, that's going to be the...
Yeah, we'll spend the majority of the program talking about that. Realize that your differences are blessings. Yes. All right, that's good. That's a pretty good list. So the have sex thing, let's go back to that.
Said that one again. We might have to get the pineapple.
All right, here we go. Here's the meat of the program right here. What Christian married men think is sexy. I just wanted to throw that out there. I didn't put Christian men because, like, if you ask a Christian single guy what you think is sexy, he'll be like, a pulse. So, right, sweet Tony? Yeah. Does she have boobs? I'm there, man.
We didn't finish with marriage advice yet.
Sorry, Jerry. Jerry has notes. Okay, all right.
Oh, okay.
I'm so used to doing all the
You
work. I'm
said
so
you-
right. Go ahead.
Were those your thoughts?
No.
I didn't think so, because you said we were going to read that junk.
Yeah, it was the one about the enemy thing.
No, I said
You said we were going to read that junk and then we was going to give them the truth, is what you said.
Well, that was pretty good.
It was okay.
I think we're.
Oh, okay. And here we go.
It was okay.
Go on.
For this portion of the program, we turn over to Jerry.
It got one of them right. It said, make time for you. Right?
I don't think that was
That
on
one
there.
said,
That
get
was-
away. That one said,
Oh yeah,
get
get
away.
away. Yeah, no.
Same thing. Make
Oh,
time.
you alone. You together.
No. You together.
Oh.
That's right. Without the kids.
Right. Make
It's
time
like
for
we-
you to
we
get
do
away
this-
by yourself.
We leave every Friday night. Even if it's as simple as going shopping together,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gone every Friday night.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Number 2, when they need a minute, you give them a minute.
You give him 10 minutes,
Mhm.
20 minutes.
I had to learn this one, right? I had to learn this one. And instead of being in fix-it mode, like you were talking about,
Yeah.
they need a minute, and then we're over going, no, we need to fix this, right? And that doesn't work for my relationship,
Yeah.
right? So I had to learn when she needs a minute, she needs a minute.
Right.
Okay, that's my 2 things. Make time for you and give them space.
Give them space when they want space. But then they want to be intimate. It's like, make up your mind.
Well, that's after the argument.
Yeah. I'm not a machine.
What?
You're supposed to be the machine.
I just can't turn it off and on all the time like you expect me to. One of the things that we found out is that women talk about everything.
Oh, wow, did we find that out?
Women and guys, I'm gonna tell you, everything.
Yeah.
You're like, no, they don't. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. 100%.
You get a glass. You get a glass of wine in them.
Women
Yeah.
tell bear all. That should be the name of their episodes when they get together. Is the women bear all, because they're going to tell everything.
Yeah. So anything that you don't want anybody else to know, yeah, you're looking at me like my wife doesn't do that. Yes, she does.
All women do that.
I'm not confirming or denying.
He's going to agree to disagree on that one.
Cameron, what do you think? Nobody cares. All right. What do married? Let's start with Mike since he didn't prepare.
Let's do this.
What do you think? Oh my gosh, we're talking about sex. I can't speak all of a sudden. What do married Christian men think is sexy?
Oh, can I give the answer I had earlier? Is it diesel pickup truck? If a woman driving a diesel pickup truck, that's sexy. I'm just.
Don't
throwing
be
it out
stupid.
there.
What do you think is
I'm
sexy,
a
man?
hillbilly. I'm supposed to be stupid,
I know,
man.
but-
That's just part of it.
What do you?
What do I think is sexy in a? I don't know. It's hard putting Christian and sexy in the same.
It shouldn't be.
I know it shouldn't be, but it's weird. Is it not? Am I the only one thinking that's weird? Like,
Right now, we're both staring at you.
You
That's
said be
true.
fruitful and multiply.
that he did.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's good.
We'll come back to Mike
Hey, come
on
back to
that.
me. Let me start. I didn't prepare.
I know you didn't. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna change you out with sweet
I
Tony.
mean, honestly, if you're, in my opinion, and this is.
Our wives don't watch this program.
This is gonna be
anyway, so
sexist as all get out. So I'm just.
All right,
Andy
good.
watches this.
It is obedience is not the right word.
Oh my gosh!
It's not the right word.
Pineapple!
Submission, obedience, where we go?
We're not gonna start.
There you go.
We're gonna talk about whips and chains.
There you go.
What are you talking about?
Oh, no, not that kind
Oh,
of.
not that kind of obedience.
Not that
Okay,
kind of
sorry.
obedience. But no, I mean just.
Is it hot in here? Or is it just me?
You did make me turn the AC on.
Going back to we did. Going back
Did we
to
really?
Well, yeah, I
Oh
was
my
cold.
gosh! No wonder I'm
I
sweating.
didn't want to cut my shirt apart with my
Oh my butt.
pineapple.
My butt cracks like a river. It is too. It's just.
That's TMI again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, going back to the whole marriage tips. Here's one for the ladies: do not call your man out in public.
Oh, MG.
That is my number one
Don't disrespect your
pet
husband.
peeve of all time
in public.
If your husband is 100% wrong, and you're in a public scenario, do not call him out on it.
It doesn't even have to be public space. It can just be with people in your own home.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
In front of anybody. Do not.
That is the thing. Women do not do that.
Don't do it.
Men are about respect. Women talk about everything. Guys don't talk about anything because it's about respect. Men, even if they're struggling with something, will not talk to other men about it.
No.
Because they don't want to show weakness.
Yeah.
It's about respect. And women, when you disrespect your husbands in public, oh my gosh.
It took my wife a while to grab the whole
Oh
of that.
my gosh.
She was always wondering why in the world I was livid after some of our
Yes.
family events because she would call me out, and she was wrong, might I add.
Right.
But the fact that the matter, she did it, and it took her a while to figure out that's not.
Ladies, if you're watching this, we may disagree on a lot of stuff. We can all agree on this. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Because your husband would never do it to you.
No, not in a million
Ever.
years would I ever do it to her.
No. Husbands do not embarrass their wives.
And it's almost like
In
they
front of
can't
other
help it sometimes.
Huh?
You know, it's almost like they can't.
Yeah,
help
I mean,
it. They just
yeah.
want to. You know, it's like a natural reaction if you say something. They're just like,
Right.
but don't do it. Gosh, no. That's my number one pet peeve.
Yeah, if I take an ink pen and poke it in my eyeball, okay, you can say something. But, you know, if it's something that happened and you want to point it out, don't point it out in front of people.
Yeah.
Just don't do that. Guys are about respect. And they're about respect from other men. They're about respect from their wives. And they're about respect from their children. That's what they want. Men want respect. And that's disrespectful to do something like that.
Yes.
It is. I agree with that. I'm there with you, brother,
Yeah.
on that.
So see, that was my contribution.
Okay.
Even
He
though I didn't
dodged
study.
the what is sexy question.
What is sexy?
I'll get to okay. What is sexy in a Christian woman?
A woman that doesn't do that, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, a woman does
Yeah.
not question you in public.
Right.
I don't know, just the willingness to be there by your side through anything. That's sexy.
Oh,
You like that? Look at that. Came up
that's
with that.
sweet, man.
On the
Bro,
spot.
how do you put? Where's that sex thing again?
Wow.
There? Point that out.
That is sexy. I'm feeling really attracted to you right now.
Do I got the Mike Winger vibe going on?
I know it. The sweet, sweet Tony vibe.
Sweet, sweet Tony vibe.
Just kidding, folks.
I don't know. You tell me what's you think is sexy.
Well, Jared's got a list.
I have two things. I told you I
All
have
right,
two.
go. What do you think?
When your spouse is confident enough to be themselves. Maybe.
Boring. All right.
That was a safe way out.
Yeah.
No, it's not just. It's maybe they dress down. Maybe they don't need makeup. These are the kind of things that I'm.
Also, they're comfortable being ugly.
No, makeup does not make beauty.
Yeah, no, I agree. My wife
But
does
it helps.
makeup, and
No.
It does. It does.
We'll agree to disagree. on that.
Agree to
My wife
disagree.
would agree with that. She was like, yeah.
No.
Wear makeup.
Unless you're beautiful, and then you don't have to.
No, I mean, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I agree with what you're saying.
Comfortable.
I didn't mean to belittle you. Keep going.
No, you're fine. It's
Just
time for
right
yours.
You're something a little more exciting. Let's go.
You
It's
try
time
to
for
have-
yours.
No, go. You go.
You got another one.
I now feel bad.
I've only had one, but mine.
Mike
was
got
beautiful.
mine.
Mine was beautiful.
Oh,
no! You can't say that mine was beautiful.
Mine got-
say you're gonna take it.
No, Mike got mine. People want mine. Respect is
Oh,
cool.
that one. Okay, yeah, respect.
To me, because respect is an issue. Like you treat your man like a stud, he's going to act like a stud.
100%.
He is.
100%.
You treat him like a eunuch, he's going to act like a eunuch.
Yep, no doubt.
He is. And women are like nag all day long about something, and then at night it's like, don't you find me sexy? And it's like, no.
No, I don't. You
Right now I'm more attracted to this table than I am you. And it's just like, you know, but if you respect your man and
Treat your man like a man.
treat your man like a man, he'll act like a man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That
I agree
that
with
is true, ladies. That's 100% true right there. But if you just always are on him, like a little bug, it's just like,
Mosquito.
not that I'm speaking from experience, but
Let that aggression out, brother. Let it out.
no. Yeah, but if you, and women do that, they just have a tendency, you know, they have a hard time letting stuff go sometimes, and it just kind of keeps going, and then when you do that stuff, when you make a man not feel like a man, he's not going to act like one.
Yep.
And that includes in the bedroom.
Yep.
And then that's true. And you know, respect your husband and be obedient like Mom says.
Obedience.
I would never say that in a million years. But he went there.
Know your role.
I have the pineapple. Know your role.
To me, playfulness is sexy.
Flirting.
Flirty and acting playful. I think that's sexy. there's a direct correlation. I'm going to have to do a study on it between the amount of sex a Christian woman has and the number of wine glasses she has. Because the more wine she has, the more chance she's going to get lucky. And
the more chance she's going to get lucky. I like how you stated that.
That's right. You hear that, baby? You're going to get lucky.
You're going to get lucky. You got to put those beer goggles on to see me.
Yeah, I know. I only find you sexy when I've been drinking.
I don't know if I find that attractive.
It has nothing to do with it at all. What it is that women, and it has nothing, you don't have to do it with wine. It's just when women become playful, I think playfulness is sexy.
Right? I would agree with that.
Yeah. What do you think, Jared?
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Wow, that's
We are in
that's
agreement.
We are in agreement. Must be true.
But when she's having fun and she's playing around with you and stuff like that, that's a turn on.
Yeah.
It is. It kind of changes, at least for me. I don't know about these two Neanderthals, but for me, it's when you get married. It's not. Women think it's about how they look.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about how they
It
look.
is not.
No, it's
Maybe it is when they're single, but it's not when you get married. It changes.
it does.
She's like, well, you don't find me attractive because I put on weight. Honestly, honey, I didn't notice that you put on weight.
Until you
Honestly,
said something, yeah.
honestly, I didn't know. Or you don't like me because of this or that. It's like, it has nothing to do with that. It really doesn't.
I agree.
Not to say my wife's put on weight. She's actually lost weight. She looks fantastic. If you guys know my wife, she's hot. But it's like, and don't try to find out who she is. I'll kill you. But it never has. It has nothing to do with that. Women are like, I'm going to change my clothes. I'm going to change my hair. I'm going to change my physical appearance. It has nothing to do with that. There's what we talked about: the playfulness, the respect. That's what we see as sexy. And so it's just different for married guys. I think that it has more to do with how you act than how you look.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I guess we can end on that bombshell. I mean, because that's it. It's about how you act. Of course, we didn't put anything in here about being a good Christian woman.
No, that's kind of where it's, once again, what's sexy in a Christian woman? Well, that's all. That's just like
Yeah, but I don't necessarily go
in general.
Hey, I'm going to study the Bible in the nude. It's like,
See, so when you say sexy Christian women, that's what I'm trying to put in my head. Okay, well, what can you do that's
it's
be
like,
involved
I
with
don't know,
Christianity? And it's just weird. Don't put it that
it's like,
way.
that's not sexy. No, that's not. No, not at all.
And I was kidding about the obedience thing because I know
No, he
I'm gonna get
wasn't.
crap.
No, he
over
wasn't.
that.
He said it, and he
Okay,
meant
I
it.
meant a little
Own
bit
it.
of it, but
Just own it, man.
It's not always about playfulness or anything leading to intimacy either. For me, sometimes it's.
You had a hard time saying that word. You okay?
I stumbled on it there.
it did.
I don't know what
It
the word is.
She's not your enemy.
No, it's.
She's not my enemy.
Sometimes it's seeing things that you need and things that they do every day. Maybe things that really go unseen that make your life easier, your day easier, or even then noticing, hey, you're burnt out, you're wore out, and she does things that, whether it's in the house or things that I'm supposed to do that night, and you get home and it's like, oh, I was thought of. So maybe it's not necessarily
Is that
doing
like,
things for me.
is that like an act of service with the language of love thing? Act of service?
I don't.
So that's what it is for me. It's not necessarily like
I don't
I have
follow
to have a
that.
clean house and laundry and all that.
No.
Right.
But it's more of the thing like I get home and she does things for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like cleaning or whatever. I mean, it doesn't have to be clean.
It doesn't mean to be clean.
I like
it
a
can be
clean house. Yeah.
You said clean house like 10 times.
Maybe she'll subliminal messages.
He likes his house clean.
I do. I love a clean house.
It's paying attention, right? Paying attention and realizing and helping out where things are stressful or
Right.
she notices there's burnout or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've been blessed. We've been blessed with great
Yes,
wives,
absolutely.
great godly
We
wives.
have been.
We are. I don't know how is it they say it. We're out of our league, really.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I can honestly say that we've been blessed with our wives, and they are godsends. Are they perfect? No. Are our marriages perfect? No.
No.
But the point we're trying to get across is that our marriages are different. You can't do a cookie cutter approach to marriage because each person is different and they act differently in that marriage. What you can do is be the best Christian you can possibly be, and that will benefit your marriage. Treat your wife as a sister in Christ, and that will help. She's not your slave. She's not your servant. As a man, you are responsible for protecting her and being the spiritual head of the household. If you're going to call yourself the head of the household is not given to you unless it's a spiritual head of the household. Don't take that mantle of head of the household unless you're going to be the spiritual head. Because if you take the head of the household without being the spiritual head, you're a punk. Don't do that. Get your butt to church. Take your family to church. Be the leader that she wants you to be. And maybe if you're struggling in your marriage, she'll start giving you the respect that you deserve and you want. Be a man in your marriage. And that's, you see that a lot with guys. They want all the perks of it, but they don't want to put the effort in. And it's work, and both the people have to work together. So on that bombshell, we'll quit. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe down at the bottom and share before JR jumps in there and tells you to do that. Share the podcast with people. We are excited. We're not reaching people, as many people as we want yet. We will one day, but get to know us now before we become rich and famous and won't talk to you. But
because that happens to everybody.
But we hear stories about how people. I just heard one tonight about people who normally would not turn into a Christian podcast will turn into this, and because we're about as irreverent as you can possibly be. But we do want you guys to know that we do love Christ and that God does love you, and don't worry about the church, what the church is doing, and what Christians around you are doing. You focus on Him, because it's about you and Him and your eternal destination. And so don't forget that. Don't lose sight of the big picture, and put some blinders on. All right. Anything else? Nothing. No. All right. God bless you guys. We'll see you later.
See ya.
The Gospel Broalition is done, leaving behind charred minds, exhaust fumes, ammo, multiple cigar wrappers, and an empty bottle of bourbon. Mission accomplished. You've been listening to the Gospel Broalition with Pastor Lee, J.R. Robinson, and the Hoosier Hillbilly, Mike Paul. A show for men, by men. If it's religion, politics, cars, guns, cigars, and anything else flammable, we're talking about it. We hope you enjoyed the show. We know we had fun. We'll be back soon, and thank you for being a part of the Gospel Broalition.